everyone, my name is Wisdom, and the question that I'll be answering is how to study, and I'll also be providing some study tips. So before you even start studying, I think it's important for you to pick a place, because where you study can affect your mood and your willingness to study. So for me, I like to study in coffee shops, or I used to like studying in coffee shops because of the smell of coffee, and also being by myself really helps me focus the best. Even though there's people around me, like I don't know them, so I'm just like technically still by myself. And then when I became a senior, I preferred studying in my desk at home because I preferred the silence. In coffee shops, there's like music, background noise, and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, when I was a senior, I just thought they were distracting, so I just studied at home. Okay, so first tip is to pick a place. Second tip is to set a time to study. And this one, you can also set times for specific subjects, so it can help you focus in one topic at a time. For example, back then when I was a freshman, I used to dedicate time to study for biology and my organic chemistry classes, because I noticed that these classes would take up a lot of time. And it's just helpful for me to dedicate like a whole day, for example, for biology, for example, because then I can just focus on biology itself. And I don't know, I just found it to be more productive that way. Yeah, so set a time to study. And then the third tip is to study frequently. So this could be like studying almost every day, or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every Monday through Thursday, like that. Like, it's really up to you, but studying frequently is very important because it can help keep you from procrastinating. So yeah, every time before, I used to study after dinner, and whenever I have breaks in between my classes, because in college you're gonna be in charge of your own schedule, so you'll be able to pick like when you want your classes, and then also lay it out so that you have some time to study in between. And yeah, and not procrastinating is really important, because if you procrastinate, then you're gonna get stressed, and then you're not gonna be productive when you actually need to study. Yeah, I learned that from experience. Fourth tip is to stretch and think positively before studying or reviewing for anything. If you sit on your desk annoyed that you have to study, or you start doubting yourself before even studying, you won't get much done. And this is also from my experience. I just found that being positive beforehand, like, okay, so I'm going to finish this homework, or I'm gonna study chapters 1 to 5, and I'm gonna do it all, instead of thinking like, oh, I have to study like 5 chapters, I don't want to do it, blah blah. So yeah, just think positively, and you'll be able to complete your task easier and faster too. The fifth tip is to try to remove as many distractions as much as possible, but you should also know what will distract you. So are you easily distracted by phone, social media notifications, your friends hanging out in your dorm, your family, your pet? Yeah, so really knowing what things distract you, and then being able to remove them from your surroundings or from your sight. So like that, you can probably try to go to like a coffee shop or a park if your family is distracting you. You don't have a quiet place at home to study. And then also making sure that like your phone is not near you if you're easily distracted by text or social media notifications. Tip number 6 is to take breaks and reward yourself after long hours of studying and reviewing. So this one is really important, because if you notice yourself not retaining any more information, then that's like a sure sign that you need to stop and take a break. Because if you keep going, then you're just gonna get very stressed out, and you'll just feel like tired, and then you'll just waste time eventually if you don't take that break. Tip number 7 is ask your professors and classmates for help, because they might end up providing you with like study materials or even share their notes with you. I was that friend where like my friend would ask me like, oh Wisdom, like how are you doing with your studying and stuff like that, and then I'd be like, oh I'm doing good, and they'd be like, okay, like how are you studying? And then I would be like, oh I'm just reading through my notes or making notes, and then I would like offer them if they want to see my notes and stuff. So yeah, you can find friends that will offer you your notes, and even your professors will sometimes give you like practice questions and whatnot. Tip number 8 is to make study groups. This can help you gather information that you didn't know about an exam or a quiz. Like for example, the exam is gonna have like multiple choice questions only, or short answer section, stuff like that will help you prior to the exam. And also if your study group are a bunch of other smart students like yourself, you can help each other out by explaining hard concepts. So yeah, study groups are really helpful. The tip number 9 is to dedicate about an hour or 2 before an exam to review the materials once again. And this might work for students who are easily anxious like me before the exam, because it gives me like a sense of security that I'm gonna remember everything when I sit for the exam. But then also keep in mind not to overstudy, because that can cause some stress as well, and it can distract you more than help you. So yeah, that tip number 9 isn't for everybody, but if you're like me who needs to like go over the exam even if I already studied it, then feel free to like make sure you have enough time before your exam to review one last time. Tip number 10, which is going to be my last tip, is to learn your study style, or learn your study style. But it's okay if you don't know yet. I know that some of you might have figured it out by now, but for me, I didn't figure it out until like the end of my freshman year. But yeah, the most important thing is to not give up on yourself, and also continue trying different study styles until you find out what's comfortable for you. Okay, those are my 10 tips.